All right, well, welcome back to the Workplace Safety Show. Once again, Jay Smith here along with Daryn Llewellyn. And if you've been watching some of the other episodes, we've been kind of bouncing around all aspects of having an arc flash analysis done, why you need to have it done, some of the key items you need to look for from a safety aspect in getting it done. But one thing we really haven't covered that I know recently here you've been faced with is how do we find out how much one costs?
Yeah.
And you know, there's several ways that you can get a quote done. Obviously, I mean, seeing a building, seeing some drawings, you know, answering a few questions, you know, about the facility.
Yeah, a lot of people get kind of scared. They think they've heard what an arc flash assessment cost at the neighboring plant or somebody else.
We can't afford it. It's too expensive.
And while they're nervous, they still haven't seen a price for their own plant. And it's pretty simple to get a price from us on what your plant might cost. So no sense standing around and spending time being worried what it might cost. You might as well hear what the price will be. Cost you nothing. It's very little work on your part. We got some work to do, but you know, so that people, no sense just sitting there. See what your plant will cost to do. That may solve a lot of problems. Just having that answer is pretty simple. So if somebody calls, Jay, says, hey, we got a plant out here in whatever state it might be, and we need a price. What do they do?
Right. Well, first thing is, number one, I mean, we're going to recognize what industry they're in because that, you know, if you're a college, you know, and you've got 300 buildings, probably got a few more questions than if you're just a 200,000 square foot widget making plant, okay? Yeah. But, you know, basically we tell people there's three options, okay, to get a quote. First place that we like to start is a questionnaire. It's an arc flash quote form basically, and it's got, I don't know, 15, 20 questions on it. That usually is a good starting point.
And we got that on our website, right?
It's on our website. Yep, you can go to llewellyn.com. I think it says free arc flash quote, and it'll submit it right to us. Or you know, we can get it to you in a Word document. It's, you know, a lot of times it is easier to print it out because you are going to have to walk around the facility, you know, and write these things down. But that's usually a good starting point. You know, obviously we're going to ask, do you have single line drawings? I'd say 80% of folks don't.
What are those?
Yeah, what are those? Single line drawings. Ha ha. Thought that's why we were doing this.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if you've got drawings, we'd like to see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the drawings that he's talking about are the ones that would show the distribution system in your facility, where the utility comes in, the large transformers, main switch gear, the big power panels.
Yes.
Yours is likely out of date, not accurate, and that's fine, but it's something. It's a place to start. And
yes.
We certainly won't be using your drawings to perform the arc flash assessment. Don't let anybody do that.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We will come and check your drawings and update, you know, the information. But I'm sorry, go on.
Well, what we don't need are 2,200 pages of as-builts. Okay?
Right.
We're talking electrical schematics, electrical riser drawings, whatever you call them. But if you have those, okay, we'd like to see those. But not needed. We actually get more accurate information from the questions on our quote form.
Right.
You know, things like labeling. You know, how well do you estimate that your current system is labeled as to what breakers, you know, feed what or protected by what. Obviously, last resort, you know, if we see some things that don't add up, don't jive, then we're going to need to come by and take a look.
Yeah, and that labeling is required by OSHA, the National Electrical Code, and also 70.
Right. And very important. I mean, can really have a significant impact on accuracy, cost. Obviously, a system that's not labeled very well is going to take a lot more time when we actually do have boots on the ground trying to track this information down. So really, you know, getting a quote is something that, you know, can happen typically within 24 hours, you know, unless you are one of these, you know, like I say, you know, large volume of equipment, you know, sometimes municipals or whatnot. But, you know, it's very easy, it's very quick to do, and I recommend that before you go jumping the gun and saying that it's too expensive to have an arc flash analysis done, we're going to just follow the tables forever, or we're going to do something else. You owe it to yourself to investigate, and investigate a couple of companies. I mean, don't just take this one price because, well, you heard your plant in California, you know, had it done and it cost $100,000 when that may not have been even close to what it really costs, or definitely not what it costs to do your plant.
Yeah, and make sure that the companies you do look at are all doing it the same way and the right way, you know, with the recommendations and everything. What kind of questions are on the questionnaire?
Well, I mean, we like to know just general information about the facility. We like to ask the age, approximate age of the building. That gives us an idea of some of the equipment that might be there, how many revisions it's been through. Square footage, that's just to give us an overall footprint, has nothing really to do with the quote. But we're more concerned with electrical devices and their distribution. We're looking at how many utility feeds do you have? What's the size of the utility feeds? Do you distribute through motor control centers and panels, or do you use bus ducts? All of these things are going to affect the time, the volume of equipment that we're going to face when we are actually doing the analysis. One thing we're a little different is we don't really get it down to a device count.
Yeah, you don't have to go out and count everything.
Yeah.
But we can get it by knowing the distribution stuff.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of it comes down to experience. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's one reason why you don't have to count. Let's say we're going to do an analysis on 314 devices.
Yeah, we don't charge you by device. We don't know how many devices you got when we come.
Right.
We just we've been doing this so long, and we've done so many studies. We know from different industries and different ways of distributing power. We know what to expect. We know what to see. So we don't have to have specific numbers of labels and what have you. So.
No, it's something that, like I said, this quote form, answering these questions, you don't have to have these drawings. That's a big misconception that, drawings are the key to getting an arc flash analysis quoted. Nobody, hardly anybody has drawings.
And they're not accurate.
And they're not accurate anyway, right? And by all means, going back on a point you said, you cannot do an analysis from drawings. Okay, so if you're sitting out there and you say, well, we've got perfect drawings, not only quoted, I can just send them the drawings and you can do the analysis. Absolutely not. I know off on another little subject here, but we hear it all the time. There is data that, I don't care how great you think your drawings are, there is not enough data there to do an arc flash analysis.
What if somebody says, hey, we're a 2 million square foot automotive plant or aircraft manufacturing plant. Mm-hmm. Can they fill out the form?
They can, but they're going to get a phone call pretty quick, and we're going to have to come see it. We do have to. We've got. We're fortunate because we've got people in place all over the country today. I mean, there's 12 to 15 guys in different states all over this country today. So, if we can't set something up in the future, there's a good chance somebody's right nearby you. As
we'll
it
do
is.
a quick walkthrough.
Absolutely.
Look at your equipment and see how the facility's laid out.
Absolutely, and no cost. I mean, that's this is you're coming to us to try to tell you what this thing's going to cost. So we're going to come out, take a look at it, and make sure everything's accurate. And it's pretty seamless. It's really a lot easier than I think that's a big misconception out there is how difficult it is to get an arc flash analysis quoted. It's really not. It's really not. So if you're interested, as Daryn mentioned, Llewellyn.com, there is a free quote form on there, or you can pick up the phone, give us a call, and we can kind of walk through this again real quick. Also, I'd like to let you know that on April 12th, we're going to be holding a combustible dust safety seminar in Chicago, Illinois. If you want to take a look more at that, you can go to safedust.com. And we've actually got a pretty impressive list of speakers
great
there.
List of speakers, yeah. Kevin Jeffries from Imperial Sugar.
Right.
Brian Edwards from he's an engineer, combustible dust engineer out of Atlanta, CTI. And also Scott Margolin from West Tex. We'll be talking about the PEPE side of it.
Right. So you're really, that's going to be some of the best, most educated folks in the industry that really have dealt with this for a long time. So, but anyway, if you get a chance to look at that, if that affects you, it might be something you'll want to read up on. But hey, once again, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again next time.
See you next time.